Welcome to a brand new podcast. As always, this is the Oracle 19, and my name is Mr. Greatness. For any business inquiries, you can, if you want to put your business on this platform, as we keep expanding worldwide, you can email us, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. And that's the same email if you want to make a donation to us, a free will offering, through our PayPal account. Again, that's evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. And we have different links to other affiliates, www.linktree.com/evolutionoflondon. Again, www.linktree.com/evolutionoflondon. And we on rumble.com. You just type in the Oracle 19. And going towards the end of the year, well, actually going toward the fresh new start next year, we want to expand and give you more good, great content. So we're going to be doing a lot of things on Rumble as well. And you just type in the Oracle 19, you'll find us there as well. And again, like, subscribe, and share on that platform as well. We want to get that growing as well. And we do have a Patreon channel, which we have videos that's not posted on YouTube. So that's www.patreon.com/Evolution of London. You also will find digital artwork, and we do consulting services as well. Check out the company Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 100% soy wax candles, 12-ounce jars, from scented to unscented. Now, the scented candles are from frankincense, myrrh, jasmine, rose, eucalyptus, just to name a few. And if you want to place your order, you can email the company royalty9international@gmail.com. And you can also find them on social media, TikTok and Instagram, Royalty 9 International. And it's, again, very good quality candles, over 35 hours of burning time. Different designs, different flavors for your everyday needs. Royalty 9 International. Check out Mr. Will. He's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years. And if you want to book a consultation, email him at healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. That's healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. And also support his merchandise, www.wjaccessories.com. Again, that's www.wjaccessories.com for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products. DJ Panthro, he's an international DJ worldwide. So if you want to book for him to come to your venue, email him at djpanthro519@gmail.com. That's DJ Panthro 519. Panthro, Panthro 519@gmail.com. And you can also find him on social media, YouTube, DJ Panthro 519, Instagram and TikTok, DJ Panthro. And also you can find him. Also, you have a bonus platform on TikTok, The Real DJ Panthro. Again, that's DA, The Real DJ Panthro. And again, DJ Panthro. Music. Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. You have a whole wide range of different beats. So once you go to YouTube, you will see his social media platform. So like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. Continuing to train on YouTube, the Greatness 19 channel, over 600, I would say 200, that's an understatement, over 650 shows to open up your third eye. So like, subscribe, and share to the Greatness 19 channel on YouTube. And also show your love for Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. So I definitely need your guys to support that. Mr. Evolution of London. And again, that's our health and wellness channel. Excuse me. So definitely we want to expand on that going towards next year as well. And we're going to be doing a lot of great things. So Mr. Evolution of London on YouTube. Cindy's Place. She makes custom clothes, accessories, digital products. So I need your guys to support her brand. www.cindysplace.org. Once again, that's www.cindysplace.org. Now the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. We're on iHeartRadio, Anchor.fm now, Spotify for podcasters, Spotify, Google, Apple, Amazon Music, just to name a few. So again, any platform you go on, I need your guys to like, subscribe, and share. Pass it to your family, friends worldwide, where the countries you reside, because again, it's free to do it, and I need your guys' help to do that, especially if you like the content, because we need to get that out there. The information is needed in this day and time. So definitely you could do me that favor and spread it worldwide. Help me to help you. And you will find us, any information I haven't mentioned will be in the description box of the Oracle 19 podcast. Greatness 19, Mr. Evolution of London. Both of those is on YouTube, obviously. So you'll find information in the description box. Rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19. Information will be in the description box as well. And finally, www.theoracle19 or www.theoracle19radio.com. All right, well, as always, I give my opinion / perspective on a lot of different topics. As we approaching the new year, new beginning for all of us, you know, especially the ones that can make it that long. And I have a lot of content. As you scroll down, you will see over 325 shows. A lot of content. And you'll find us every Sunday morning of our news channel, the Oracle 19 Weekend News. And you'll find us Monday and Thursdays after midnight pre-recorded. Down the road, people ask me what I do live in the future. Again, I'm on a certain mission, so I'm trying to grow a foundation before I expand, because on that level, I should say, because again, when I want to put myself in a position, I put it like that. I'm not going to get into any details, but I'm trying to put myself in a certain position before I start going live and stuff. And by the time that I establish that, I will have a whole lot of content for y'all guys, a nice foundation, so you can go through the scrolls. All right, but like I was saying, topic today definitely will be triggering, controversial, blah, blah, blah for all my usual listeners. But for my new ones, yeah, welcome. Again, it's my perspective, my opinion, but there's facts that back that up. But you have to decide. Can black people be racist? Can black people be racist? A lot of people say yes, a lot of people say no, from all different races, shapes, and colors, blah, blah, blah. But again, I'm going to give you my perspective on things. So that is up to you, how you decide. And I'm not out here to be offensive, but I'm just giving my, again, perspective. And I'm repeating this so nobody can come back and say, I'm, being offensive stuff. But listen, facts, perspectives can be offensive. But you give that disclosure so people have that opinion whether they want to listen to it or not. All right, but anyway, getting back to, the basics at hand, can black people be racist? Let's start with that. Now, let's build a foundation, okay? Let's build a foundation first so we can I can give you a better perspective. Now, and I'm going to give you the definition because basically there's slight differences within racist, separatist or discrimination. So I'm going to give the meanings of that. You could literally go and Google that, or if you have a dictionary, look up. Because I think that's the key point to understanding who can be racist or not, is utilize the dictionary that is out here. Now, who is in control? I'm gonna start painting a picture for you. So I'm gonna go back a little bit and I'm gonna bring it up to speed, and you will understand where I'm coming from at the end of this show. So walk with me right now. Now, let's be truthful right now. And a lot of you individuals know, some of you don't know, some of you don't want to admit it. Now, who is in North America? Let's start with North America. U.S. and Canada. It's really dealing with North America. They don't really count Mexico. But I'll just say North America is U.S. and Canada. Who is in power? What race of people that is in power overall? Let's start with that. Obviously, it's the white man. Okay, now, don't think I'm just saying the white man, and he's this and that, and I'm justifying per se. But again, just walk with me. But this is a factual situation. The white man is in control. Systematic white supremacists, technically, is in control of this nation. And if you want to break that down, old white men are in control of not only in North America, the world. World politics are controlled by old white men. Your Rockefellers, your Rothschilds, your Vanderbilts, your Morgans, the old original families, 1800s. They are in control. They are the puppeteers of the world. They control banking, they control real estate, they control the food industry, everything, the oil, everything you name, media, they are in control. Okay? Look up Rothschild family, Rockefeller family, Vanderbilts, Morgans, Carnegie, that's old money there, Carnegie. That's why in New York they named the theater in Manhattan Carnegie Hall in remembrance of Carnegie. Old money, okay? And these families are active today. They are the puppeteers within the economy. banking system. They create wars. Wars generate money. I say allegedly, okay? Allegedly. Okay? All of it to say allegedly, because again, I could get flagged for saying outright. People will say, well, how do you know? This is just up in the air. Okay, so we're just going to say allegedly. They are the puppeteers of the world. Allegedly. So, but they are rich though. We can admit that these families are rich. Filthy rich. And we can say, I say this, allegedly they got their hands in politics. Allegedly. One of the Rockefellers, I believe Nelson Rockefeller, was also a politician. But that's here, no, they're one person. But they have their hands allegedly in politics as well. Allegedly. So, again, they are so wealthy that they have other people that control their interests. Other people will be paid to be CEOs of their businesses / interests. These elitists is also called Illuminati. Allegedly. Okay? Allegedly. Why is Mr. Greatness is taking us through this memory lane of talking about alleged puppeteers of society? Because you have to, and people will say, well, Mr. Greatness, this has nothing to do with can black people be racist. Now you're going off now. No, I am not. I'm trying to give you a picture. So I'm saying this nice and slow, because so you can have an understanding, a perspective, a total perspective of where I'm coming from. So we're going to go nice and slow with this show. So these elitists, allegedly of today, have a lot of control within everything. Old white men. Now, my question for me to you, are these old white men, even today, in your opinion, are racist? Do they discriminate? Do they separate? That's my question from me to you. Now, we're going to break down racist from the dictionary, but I'm getting it from Google. Now, if you feel it's not accurate, you just get yourself a dictionary, a regular Oxford dictionary, and you can look up the word racist. The adjective of racist, characterized by or showing prejudice, discrimination, or antagonistic against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. Now, the key word is minority. Okay, which group of people in North America, United States, Canada, are which the key is race. That's a minority. Now, if you look at, we're not talking about the sub-races and stuff and genders, and you're trying to equate homosexuality as being a minority. Talk about really a racial group: black, white, Asian. what group is more racially profiled? Now, other races will, especially in, let's say Indians or Asians will say, their group. But let's be for real. Black people is target number one, not only in North America, worldwide. Let's be for real. The propaganda that is put out there about black people. Look, black people in terms of only thing we good for is dancing and singing, having babies. And that is we are number one for that. And in reality, having babies, India is very populated with people. They got over 1 billion people. So somebody's having sex in India. And Asia, in China, the Asian nations, they have billions of people as well. So somebody is having sex in China or within the Asian community. So don't give me that it just you stereotyping black people. And then also, black people, let's be for real. We're not rated as being smart people, intelligent people. If you say dancing and singing, they say, yes, we got a lot of rhythm. But we're not rated as being intelligent. Let's be for real. Who put that out there? What race of people have put that awful stereotype of black people that's all we are? Is just a bunch of baby makers, low frequency savages that really is not intelligent, and we just criminal minded. Like in China, there's no gangs. Like in China, there's no mafia. Like in India, there's no mafia. Like in the so-called Middle East, there's no mafia group. So what race of people put that huge stereotype of black folks? Is it in the black community? Of course it is, because there's bad and good within all communities, all right? But we, black people, are rated the lowest of low all over the world. Who put that out there? White people. Let's be for real. Goes way back during slavery and past slavery. So, what race of people show more prejudice? I'm based on this meaning, this of racist. I gave you the definition, the adjective version, and I'm gonna give you the noun version as well. But we're gonna walk this nice and slow. What race of people show more prejudice? And basically, being a racist, what race of people have the power to discriminate more? And I already told you that this North American society is governed by old white men. And I talked about the old families. But if people will say, Mr. Graves, no, that's not true. But look, within all your major corporations, it's governed by old white men, owned by old white men. And if you get technical, it has a lot of Jewish influence, allegedly. Mind you, the old elitist families, allegedly, that I'm talking about are European Jews. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, allegedly. Because again, what do Mr. Greatness know? So again, you see, slowly I'm painting the picture. But I'm going to give you more clarity as the show goes along, so walk with me. A noun. A person who's prejudiced against, towards people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. Typically one that is a minority. So, again, what we all can say that in North America, and say starting with the United States, there's more white people than black people. Now, other races, you will say, oh, we are racially profiled, so forth, so on. Not to the degree of black people. Let's call it what it is, and let's be factual with this. See, we're going to take this nice and slow. Not to the degree of black people. See, because you Asian community, you Indian community, etc., still you rated in terms of intelligence to a point. But black people, we are not rated as intelligent. And that is the key. Now, again, if you want to know history, and this is a side note, black people, inventors, basically created everything within society. Basically. You have black inventors. There's a list of black inventors that created from small to large, even your cell phone. Your cell phone. Black people had their hands and created a lot of instruments in medicine. You have black mathematicians, scientists, physicists, worked in NASA. Big impact in creating things in NASA. From small to large, traffic light, refrigerator, toilet seat, toilet bowl, elevator, black inventors. And if you say, well, Mr. Greatness, I don't believe this, go and Google, just type in a list of black inventors in North America. And that's just North America alone. We're not talking about black people all across the world. Black people came up with cures of all different levels. Go Google it. And you will find it on the Greatness 19 in the shorts. You're going to find more posts on black inventors. It's already there now, but you will see more. So if you go to the shorts of the Greatness 19 channel, you will see a few that is put up on that channel, but it's going to be more. I guarantee you that. But bringing that back up to speed, those things is not talked about within the black community. It's only the only thing that is talked about is black people dancing and singing or getting locked up, so forth, so on. Who controls the media? As I mentioned before. What race of people controls CNN, CBS, ABC, NBC? What race of people control the major newspapers, the New York Times, the LA Times, etc.? World News, BBC News. What race of people own these companies? What race of people have their hands in Hollywood? Producers, major actors. We're not talking about don't give me the exception to the rules of sprinkle of black people that have money and a certain small control of their life. We're talking about the major players. Majority are old white men. And they are the ones that is putting the propaganda out. And they also the ones that is discriminating and showing indirect or direct prejudice. Because whoever has the money has the power. And you can see it within society. Commercials, the stereotypes, indirectly or directly. So black people are being marginalized. Now, it's not to say that black people can't be racist to their own. That's more of a tribal thing. That's more, the black person from the Caribbean islands arguing or battling against a black American, or you have an African battling against a black American, or that type of thing. Tribalism. Racist, separatist, discrimination is a little different. Different meanings. Similar, but it's different. So a lot of people like saying, you're a racist, you're a racist. You're a racist. Because if you look at the dictionary point of view, showing prejudice. Black people can show prejudice against each other or other races, and discrimination can be in effect to a small degree. Black people can do that, but not on a high level as white people can do. Remember, they are in the power. Now, this is not to say, because a lot of people say, well, that you can still achieve the goals, within society. I have a lot of coonish black people, in my opinion, like to bring up this. You can do whatever you want, and I hear this in social media. These black people, in my opinion, is nothing but Oreo cookies. They are nothing but race traders. These type of black people, I rather personally deal with a white man, a white woman, or in terms of, basically being sociable, or other races, than a lot of these chocolate-covered white people. If you again, no shade against other races or white people. Look, if you white, stand on that. If you black, stand on that, because I believe that if you're a black person, you should obviously have a full understanding about your black people. That's where we have separatists. Now, again, respecting other races, I think, is mandatory, because we in a big melting pot. But again, this is simple logic. You're gonna look after your family first. You're gonna protect your family first. It's called self-preservation. I'm not mad at an Asian man or Asian woman, or an Indian man, Indian woman, or white man, white woman, concerned about their race first. Now listen to me carefully, because this might get very sensitive for y'all guys. Self-preservation, I don't have a problem with. But being mean to and malicious and racist to other races, I do have a problem. It's not necessary. But see, black people, in my opinion, cannot be racist. As a whole, we're not hindering another group. Hindering is where systematic white supremacy is in effect. Restrictions, low-key, indirectly or directly, with bringing propaganda, bad propaganda against a race. to belittle, oh man, I can't even get the word right, belittled another group. That's when it gets tricky. And see, we have a tendency to overlook that because a lot of these chocolate covered Negroes, because they got themselves a white woman or access to have a white woman or hang out with white people and other races, they tend to forget their own family. And that's when the game changes. See, this is a problem within society, especially black folks. I don't have a problem, like I said, with self-preservation because, again, to go in deeper, and I have a lot of things in my head, so if you hear me bouncing around, I apologize, but I want to be clear with everything. And that's why I even slow down the music, because I want you to really take this in. So you see, if you have a family at home, your own individual family, aren't you going to be concerned about your family in your house versus the next door neighbor's family? We're not talking about not being cordial or not being respectful towards your neighbors. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's be for real. You're going to be concerned about your family in your house first, right? At least I hope so. So that's the same principle with race. Black folks, you should be concerned about your race first before you worry about other races. Build up your family, make sure your family is in order before you worry about other people's families. I expect nothing different from Indians and Asians and any other sub-races. They should be, and white people. They should be concerned about their families first before outside families, but it's not to say they cannot be respectful. Okay, so let's make sure that's clear. So you have segregation. I was saying separatist, but really I'm really segregation. But that can also be part of the conversation too, separatists. Segregation, the action or state of settling, the action or state of setting someone or something apart from others. So segregation, what race of people interjected, or maybe I'm going to put it in more clearer terms, caused segregation in North America and European nations on a high level. Black people, yes, separated, it's a tribal thing. We separated from other tribes and the wars, so forth. But my question from me to you, at a high level, what race of people, well, not even a question, white people in North America interjected these segregation laws to a high level against black people that caused destruction, that caused major problems and evil and hate and more violence than any other group in history. Now, what do I mean by that? To put it even bluntly, everywhere white people landed, they destroyed. Every place, every continent, every country they are in, or they the puppeteers of the country, or outright control the country, they destroy. If you ask a question to all races, what race of people cause the most mischief and destruction and chaos within society? On the international level, I'm willing to guarantee you most people will say the white man. See, black folks, if you locally, if you really want to be stereotypical, we rob each other locally, we kill each other locally in the hoods. You say it all the time in Chicago and New York and Philadelphia. We rob each other, killing each other. We're not killing other races at a high level in the suburban sections of these locations in these cities. We're not causing problems and chaos in the world. We didn't create nuclear weapons pointing at countries ready to fire. Look at who in war right now. Russia and Ukraine, white. And they call their fight is a chain effect that's hurting the world, because you have other countries that is taking side with Russia or Ukraine, aka the United States. White, old white men is in battle. And they have puppeteers, which they have military to do their bidding. More white men. So white people cause separation and racism on an international level that destroys nations. Your bankers, your elitists are puppeteers. They have puppeteers. What do I mean? They have the money. They give money to the banks. The banks help feed the government. The government issue military so they can go to war. To war. Separation on a high level. I hope I make sense with that, what I'm saying. You might not agree and stuff, but this is what it is. So when I listen to black people and I can do whatever I want to do. If you work hard, you can be what you want to be. Can black people be racist now? The answer could be not on the high level of white people. Again, I'm repeating this. Yeah, you could be, if by this definition, there's a small level of racism between each other on a small level, but not an international level that can destroy the world. When you have one group of people that could be so racist against the other and could indirectly or directly destroy nations, that's racist. That's real racism. When you have the white man come in to America and wipe out the Native American Indians, that is racist. That's a form of racism. And then disrespect them by talking about them and still keeping them down. Because let's be for real, this is not the white man's country. He don't really belong here. If you really want to be technical, this is native land. But the white man and his proudness and racism can steal a country, and displace the natives in a small plantation, or they call reservation, and then give them a couple of dollars and then tell them they sorry. The nerve. So you wonder, can black people be racist? My question for me to you, can they be racist on that level? Can they be a separatist on that level? That level is the level of how the white man came into North America. Can black people ever be racist on that level? And let's even go today. Can black people be racist on the level of owning Fortune 500 companies? Can they not only be racist indirectly or directly, but separatists indirectly or directly at the same level of the white society? Can black people be racist on the level of putting out the propaganda that these suspected white supremacists are putting? And these chocolate-covered Negroes, Oreo cookies, I could say that about my own people, but you're not allowed. Other races, but I could say that. But anyway, these chocolate-covered Negroes, they want to say, well, I can do whatever I want to do. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I can educate myself. How come black people, let's start with this. How come black people from other countries can come here and they can do this and that, and be successful? Well, first of all, this is a little bit of a separate topic. If it wasn't for black Americans to lay the foundation through civil rights and so forth, to lay the groundwork for you to come over from Africa or the Caribbeans to make it popping for you, you still would have to remain in Africa or the Caribbeans, because the white man wouldn't want your black ass to come to America or Canada, because he don't want no more Negroes to be in his country. So the Civil Rights Movement was because the black Americans had to make the path for all black people to eat. And then, of course, Canada, they watching in the cut, and they make sure they follow suit. Because remember, Canada is the little brother to the United States. Church. And you're welcome. So can black people be racist? Not on that level. Not on that level of systematic white supremacy. Now you have discrimination, the unjust treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of age, sex, disability, so forth. And now they use discrimination and it's expand within law, gender, homosexuality, all of that stuff, because they want the government ran by white men and women, really by white men, because old white men issue man-made laws. They want to add on the discrimination laws to bring confusion, in my opinion, but also, to attach sub-races and genders into the fold to really cover up the atrocities, what they did directly to black people. So when they say other races, they tie in other races to the discrimination laws, and then they tie in gender. All of that is confusion because technically, if they have this discrimination laws, and I'm not saying this is not a good thing, but I'm just stating this information. If you say women within this discrimination law, it takes away, because technically women could be black women. And you have homosexual, laws within this discrimination tied in together. You got black homosexuals. So and this creates a lot of confusion. It takes away really what black people had to go through. Now, again, I'm not saying these laws shouldn't be justified within society. I'm not saying that, because technically nobody should be discriminated technically, okay? But that's not a conversation I want to get deep into. I only want to really talk about, can black people be racist? And that's why I tied into giving you a little history of the families, the old white families that control society. And they control media. They the ones put this propaganda. If white people that is in control is on the up and up, let's be for real. If they are on the up and up, they will eliminate these stereotypes because it's offensive. They will make commercials. They will eliminate the indirect propaganda. These white people in power are not dumb. These suspected white supremacists are not dumb. When they put these stereotypes indirectly or directly, this is to break down the psyche of the next generation and put black people in the box and make them confused, and also have black people thinking that, because you are allowed to work in a job making six figures, and you are allowed to have a white woman sleeping in your bed, and you're allowed to have a bunch of white friends, you think you have made it, and you get comfortable, and then you thinking, well, I did it, I got no problem. Look at me, I got white friends, and look at me, I got a white woman, and look at me, I'm working and I'm making six figures. If I can do it, you can do the same. And they totally overlook of actually what's happening today in the present time. And they are brainwashed through media that everything is one big melting pot, because white people is not the same as yesteryears, and you talking old-fashioned, and you can be a racist. Everybody's a racist. A racist, a racist, a racist, a racist. That's why I gave you a definition. See, because can black people be racist on a small, minute, local level, a tribal level, a level that really has no power within society? Saying a black person say a vicious thing to a white person, you're a racist. Quickly, that all of that is smokescreen. But I'm thinking on a deeper level. I'm thinking on an international level, a world level. What race of people to this day discriminates indirectly and directly? And the propaganda train is heavy. The propaganda train is heavy against black people. And I just told you in the very beginning, black people are rated the savages of the earth. And they put that propaganda indirectly, because if you say, well, I don't believe that. Always on the news. You know, other races, you know more about watching CNN and all the major news. You see more black people being arrested and so forth than black people, showing you black people that is in science and math, giving you a history of black inventors. You don't really know too many black inventors. If you lucky, George Washington Carver. That's about it. So in your mind, other races and white people, you automatically say, we savages. You automatically will think that. That's all we do is just rob and steal. Nothing of intellect. And I gave you history from the past of black inventors. You could lead into now, black inventors have their hands in society to this day. But it's not talked about. It's not promoted. Why? Why? You know why? Because this is how the society is made up. These is the cards on the table. And the cards are put out there purposely to smokescreen that you have most black people in society are positive, doing the right thing, productive, educated, so forth. And you could say worldwide. But they put these false propaganda governed by white people, put these false statements, these false statistics, and then justify it by showing you on TV every day, every minute, every week, every month, every year, bombarding you with black degeneracy. They will show you even in music. They show you the black, especially today, black women, the degenerate black women and the degenerate black men in the entertainment world, but they won't show you the black educators. They won't promote black education to give you that balance. They just show you more black degeneracy. They'll show you black women being ratchet, gutter, no class. And then they will promote these black women to the high degree, let them shake hands with politicians. And then they will say, these is your black women leaders. These is your representation of black women. They will do the same thing with black men. Show you the degenerate black men and say, this is the black men of America. They won't show you and promote black educators, and there's plenty of them. Your black scientists, black inventors of today, black computer IT specialists that is in the cut in these major corporations, making these major corporations money, changing the trajectory of the bottom line of these corporations. They don't talk about them, but they talk about your entertainers, the gutter rats. So is this racism on a high level through propaganda? You tell me. Can black people be like this on a high level? You coons, you chocolate-covered Negroes. Because, like I said, I work hard. If I work hard, you could do the same thing too, black peoples. If I close my eyes and listen to you, I'm thinking you are suspected white supremacists. You chocolate-covered Negroes, you. These is race traders, black people. And you got a lot of race traders within your own community. Just because they look black, that don't mean they are. Because their talking points is same thing as suspected white supremacists. Beware, they the worst time. They the worst kind, they your black devils. So your devils don't, not necessarily white people only. You got black devils. You got Asian devils. Indian devils. Definitely have them, because look at their statues throughout history. Anytime you see a statue with an elephant with multiple arms, this is, I mean, it's demonic if you look in history. I know that's going to be offensive within the Indian community, but if you read up on your history, you'll see something different. But I'm not going to touch on that. We'll leave that alone. But anyway, may God be with you, my Indian community. Anyway, can black people be racist? Not, again, I'm repeating it over and over because I wanted to sink in. This is very important because too many times we get it confused. We immediately, everybody could be easily put in as a racist. You're a racist. You're a racist. Now, can black people discriminate against one another? In the dictionary. Recognition and understanding of the difference between one thing and another. Black people discriminate against each other all the time. On a low level, we separate from each other on a low level. Tribalism. Racial tribalism. Happens all the time. And even other races. There's different tribes of white people too. Prime example, you see the war with Russia and the Ukraine. And really, Ukraine is really Russians in history. White people and white Anglo-Saxon Protestants don't like the white Jews, the white so-called Jews. Tribes. Racial tribalism happens all the time. But not on the high level of how the old white men in power of today can do, of being racist. Control nations, change society. They changed up black history. Just because you're able to work hard and you find a niche in society, that don't mean indirect racism don't go on. That don't mean systematic white supremacy don't still happen. And a lot of times these chocolate-covered Negroes that talk about that suspected white supremacist talk, they deal with white women and white men. They really are entrenched within white society. Their mindset really, they have, you could tell, really, and now I'm talking black people here, black people talk. You could tell when another black person is entrenched within white society. You could tell. They talk. That they talk like they got something stuck in their behind. Now, I know somebody going to be like, just because they talk the King's English, that don't mean, they're going to give me that little backlash. Let's be for real. This is that indirect talk. You can tell, black people, you can tell when you have a Oreo cookie, chocolate-covered Negro that's in your midst. Come on. This is unspoken language here. And even other races can spot that. Come on. Now, for example, just in case y'all guys is, want to be in denial. You get a black person, he's among white people, other races. Hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, for sure. All of a sudden talking differently, acting we call bourgeois. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I know. You all of a sudden you want to put on airs to impress. Now, I'm not saying you should be like talking like a caveman, like, what up, son? What is, son? Yo, I'm chilling, son. Yo, man, it's real here, son. Yo, man, I'll hook on you, man. Yo, my dude, man, I tell you, it's real here, son. You know what it is. Now, I don't have to talk Ebonics when I'm talking to other races. Now I sound like a jackass. I've dealt with my homies, of course, but, just talk like you have sense, like a regular dude. I don't have to put on airs, like I'm talking to you now. I think it's safe to say I could come across as articulate, I guess. And I know who I am. I'm a black man. I can state that I stand on that, but I just know how to articulate myself. It's not about acting white, because when you hear me talk, you know I'm a black man. I'm not faking it. I'm just a black man, know how to articulate. I've been around people, and I know how to conduct business, and I know how to talk with sense. But it doesn't mean I'm trying to be another race, or trying to be who I'm not. And a lot of times these black people trying to talk and act outside of who they are. That's why I call them chocolate-covered Negroes. And if you close your eyes and listen to them, they give you all the talking points and bash black people. They talk like white supremacists. And by them talking that, white society as a whole look at them as that one big Negro or Negress. So can black people be racist? Not on a high level as what is constructed within this society. And that's fact. I gave you a little examples. You might not agree with everything I'm saying, or nothing. That's why I gave this disclosure, allegedly, my opinion, my perspective, and that's what it is. And I gave you some words from the dictionary that you can check out. So yeah, again, we should know the difference. And if black people, you should know the difference. Other races, they're going to believe what they want to believe. And in conclusion, you black people, you have to know how to separate from your chocolate-covered Negroes, because basically they just white men and women that just look black. They are racist white men and women that just look black, and that's the danger. That's just as dangerous. They are the agents of Satan, which is just suspected white supremacists. Your suspected white supremacists are Satan, and these Oreo cookies, chocolate-covered Negroes are the agents of these suspected white supremacists. And I'm not running around saying all white people is this and all these other races is this. I'm not saying that. I'm zeroing in on the suspected white supremacists. The ones in power is clear. The race of people that's clear within society, you cannot deny it, is old white men. Go and Google the corporations and who owns it. And if you want to do a little investigation, go deeper. Don't go by who runs it, but look at the owners. See, the game is so tricky. This is on a different note. Most of these Fortune 500 companies, they come in, they buy other companies as a conglomerate. What do I mean? Let's say, for example, Pfizer, or say Johnson & Johnson, the pharmaceutical company. It's not owned by one person. It's owned by a corporation. Most of these companies, these major Fortune 500 companies that have businesses all over the world, are owned by corporations. So that's the game right now, because if it's owned by a corporation, it's hard to figure out who's the top dog in that company, who has the most shares. You really have to find out whoever in that corporation has the most shares, in reality, are the owner, the true owner of the corporation. But what they do, they buy up other corporations as a corporation, as a group. And that group has multiple ownerships. And let's say, for example, I throw this word. You got 3 owners, form a corporation. Johnny has 52 shares. The other 2 partners have, let's say, 48 shares. Out of those 2 is split. So that's 24 plus 24 makes it 48. So Johnny is the prime owner of the corporation because he has the most shares. So a lot of time these families, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, they come in, buy other properties as shareholders. Have the most shares, which you have a board of directors, and they have meetings as a group. But the number one still would be, let's say I gave you an example, Johnny. He had the 52 shares, so he could make the most say so. But being that you have multiple people in ownership, from the outside looking in, it's hard to target who owns who, because it's a corporation for one, and within the corporation, there's multiple directors that have shares. So it's hard to hone in on a particular family that is the most is the owner. And then how business really works and how dirty it is, these shareholders, they hire CEOs to run their operation. So while they stay behind closed doors, when you in public records, Johnny will have his brother Sam to run and control his shareholding operation within the corporation. He will hire him. He'll pay him $100,000 to have a title, CEO or whatever, CEO or whatever the terminology. His name will be on the public records, not Johnny. Johnny will pay Sam to have his name in the public records, to have what it would seem like ownership of the corporation, but reality is John. I hope I'm making sense. That's why I'm walking it nice and slow. If it's confusing, just play back the show and listen to it again. That's why I'm taking this nice and slow so you can understand it, how business work. That's just a little bit off of the topic of can black people be racist. Little history lesson. Very basic in business. And I'm not no business major. Again, these are just things because I read up and I see how business work. That's just one little example of multiple examples, okay? So I stop right there with that. But Can black people be racist? Again, in conclusion, on a small level, local level, to a certain degree, yes, to a certain degree, a real low level, but not on an international level, a world level, through propaganda, world propaganda, North American propaganda that the old white society is putting out here in this present time. So, black people, be careful of your own. Be careful of your own with the talking points as suspected white supremacists. Because when you look deeper, they socialize. And there's nothing wrong with that, but they want to engulf themselves within the white society. They want to be a part of it to the highest degree. This is them. It's no shade, but people are who they are. If you really want to know the difference, most likely they have children by a white man, white woman. They have them in their society, in their household, in their world. Body, spirit, and soul. So they not going to talk like you, real black man and black woman. They're going to talk really like a chocolate covered Negro, all day, every day. You basically you talking to a white supremacist when you're talking to them, or you talking to a white man or woman that really is better off being a white man or white woman, if you know what I mean. I know most black people understand exactly where I'm coming from. And these are one of the dangerous types because they look like you. And then they will use their blackness to think they, are part of you. In reality, they despise you. They have hate for you. So, can black people be racist? Not on the level of suspected white supremacists. Thank you for listening.